Thank you for taking the time to look at the LinXship product overview. My name is Sal Block. I'm product manager at Linksoft Inc. Before we get started, let me tell you a little bit about Linksoft. Linksoft's primary focus is providing customer-centric applications with primary focus on shipping management, accounts receivable, and customer relationship management. We've been working with ACPAC for the last almost 20 years, all the way back since the ACPAC Plus days in the late 80s. We are experts, we consider ourselves experts in the ACPAC and the ACPAC product line. We also develop customer applications for various other industries. Today we're going to talk about LinXship. What is LinXship? LinXship is a set of management tools that integrates accounting with major carriers. There are four basic ideas regarding this product. One is the primary idea is that it provides key shipping information to carrier systems, meaning that information that's entered in orders will flow into the carrier system. The other way around, freight charges and tracking information flow back into the order from the carrier system, and this in turn streamlines the order process. Traditionally, when the orders are sent to the shipping department, the workflow kind of breaks and it goes into a manual mode. As paper is handed down to the shipping department, they do their work on separate machines that send information for shipping and to the various carriers like UPS and Fedex, let's say. And when that information from labels or information from the carrier system, that information manually through paper gets back into the order department or the accounting department, where information gets entered manually. So LinXship automates and it streamlines that order process. Doing that, it creates great productivity and savings from carrier charges. What I mean by this is all the labor-intensive stuff that happens in the interchange of information from accounting to the carrier system. It's usually amount of manpower involved in those areas. Especially think about you doing a couple of hundred shipments a day. The amount of information that flows manually between both entities or systems, and if there are errors done in that process, the carrier companies do charge for address errors or address information mistakes. You may ask, why do we need LinXship? Okay, there are three basic ideas here. One, it maintains one common database of shipping information. What happens is information for shipping gets stored not only in the accounting system or per order, but it's also stored in the carrier system like UPS. Information, when it flows from one to the other, gets re-entered and double entered. By maintaining one source of information, the accounting system, then we definitely reduce errors, double entry, and it complies with basic carrier rules. For instance, for UPS, the consignment and consignment functions requires exact information to be entered into the carrier system in order for it to be billed to a particular account. If an error is made there's a lot of cost. So therefore, the maintaining one common database is your objective. The other is transfer shipping information from the order. By doing this, eliminates all the double entry, speeds up the order process, and by providing an email link or email process through providing email information, he can send that information to the carrier system, providing better customer service and shipping information to the customer. Coming back the other way, it eliminates the entry of charges into the order or into the invoice to prepare an invoice. So therefore, it eliminates all the entry of charges and tracking information, speeding up the entire invoice process, increasing cash flow, as the quicker you invoice, the quicker you will receive the money, obviously. Therefore, these 3 points add up to cost savings in labor and carrier charges. Currently, we support 3 carriers. Well, actually 2 major carriers and a series of LTL carriers. UPS WorldShip and Connect being the Canadian version of WorldShip, Federal Express and Federal Express Ground. LTL carriers, we maintain 3 major ones, but all other ones are also supported in a manual manner. It's still, you can create bills of lading and provide posting back to the accounting system. So in essence, it supports all LTL carriers available. And we currently have DHL in development to be available first part of 2006. What are some of the common features on all the carrier systems, on all the various options for FedEx, UPS, and all the other carriers? First of all, the first concept is it transfers information from the order to the carrier system via the accounting system. Coming back the other way, being bidirectional, it retrieves and posts carrier charges and tracking numbers from completed shipment information back to the accounting system. In this process, since we are pretty much ship via driven, we can select multiple billing options, including prepaid, freight collect, COD, and consignee billing from the accounting system, directing it to the carrier system. Therefore, the actually shipping clerk doesn't have to make any of these decisions, enter any of this information. This is done at the order level from the accounting side. The system stores very comprehensive shipping history that is available in reports and also inquiries, and this provides better customer support, and it's used for cost management due to the fact that in our reporting we maintain the actual cost charged by the carrier versus the charges charged to the customer. Also provides the ability to upcharge, discount, or do fixed charges for freight costs. For instance, we can set up various ship via codes to when a particular carrier's service is provided, like let's say UPS Ground, then we can upcharge or discount or give a fixed amount for that particular charge back to post in the accounting system. Also, we track shipments via real-time web interface. So at any given time, when the customer calls or at will, we can actually, in a sense, double-click on a tracking number based on the order and automatically get a web interface and see the status of a particular shipment. There are also some specific carrier-specific features. For instance, Fedex connects directly over the web, and it doesn't require any software or hardware from Fedex. So it's completely directly integrated through the Fedex server. For LTL carriers, we summarize weights by class code from detailed lines specified in the order or selected from the order. For the bill of lading preparation, by the way, we can select from multiple orders, and we can design bill of lading formats to suit the client or the particular environment or the particular carrier. They're all done in crystal reports, so it's very easy to change that information. And now we're going to go through a demo.
Okay, we're going to start the demo by entering an order in ACPAC. We'll use Ronald Black as the customer. And we'll put PO number so we can see the PO number go through the system all the way to the labels of the carrier system. Let's choose the shipping method, which is going to be shipped via UPS ground. Please notice here also that we have all the various different carriers, and everything in the system in LinXship gets driven by the actual ship via code. For instance, UPS ground is going to direct the shipment to go to UPS ground service and probably pre-build. All right, now let's enter a couple of items. So we'll go through here, enter 4 lamps, and for the lamps we need some bulbs, so we'll enter half a dozen, oh actually a dozen bulbs, and the order is complete. Close here and post the order. Okay, now we have order number 74. Okay, we'll minimize this for a second, and let's start with WorldShip. Okay, WorldShip is made up of a queue. There is a from carrier to carrier. Anything that gets put in the to carrier, for instance, we're going to put the order number 74, will be queued to go to UPS. So we put order number 74 and we add it to the queue. Now this could be actually scanned and is set up to be scanned directly. We also have the option of entering an order range, or we can put specific criteria from ACPAC by using the query by example screen. We can actually select from any field or any condition to bring all the orders to be queued for shipping. Once the orders are queued, they can be viewed here in the queue manager, and we can actually sort it by order number. We can by order date, by status, by ship via, by service if we want to, and by purchase order number. Actually, any column in the queue manager here we can sort by, and this gives us a good view of exactly what's available for shipment at any point of the day. We can also get a hard copy of this by printing the various reports here. We can choose the date range, and we can choose batch, from, carrier, and so forth, any posting errors once we post back, and gives the full visibility of what's going on between UPS and the accounting system. Once the order is queued, we are ready. It's available for to be shipped by UPS. Now this queuing can be done in 2 different modes. It can be done at the accounting side, meaning from the accounting department, somebody during the day as orders are ready for shipment, they are queued here, or by the shipping department, or by the actual guy that does the shipping. It depends on the workflow of the customer how this is done. Okay, so now let's go back to show the desktop, and let's walk over to the shipping department. We are simulating the shipping department by actually having UPS loaded on a different machine on the network. So I'm going to go to that machine. And here we are in the UPS machine. Okay. And this is a standard UPS WorldShip screen. The Canadian version is almost like this, but it's a little bit different. But we're showing it with the US version, but it works identically the same, where we actually put in the order number or scan the order number into the UPS system, and it brings the order back. And you notice here it brought the order 74, brings over the reference number or the purchase order number. Now in our particular demo we don't have a scale, therefore there's no weight here, so let's assume that there was a scale. There was 12 pounds there. Now you notice that by entering the order number, everything gets filled in, not only the name and address, the type of service, the billing option, and it's everything predetermined based on that ship via code that we entered. Okay, now we can enter more than one package, and let's say package 2 weighs 16 pounds. Okay. We also have the option in to put in a when we put the length and the weight, I'm sorry, the length, width, and height in UPS, we have the ability to also specify the part numbers, that the merchandise they call it, and some special instructions, because this information we bring back to the accounting system and gets stored with the history of the order. So if the customer wants to have specific information regarding what was shipped in each box of the shipment, this can be entered here, and it will also be posted to the accounting system. So I'll put something here so I can show you later where it shows up on the system. Okay, so what we're doing here is the standard UPS screen. I was just pointing out a few things. And now, as we saw, we enter the order, select the packages, hit ship. Now, due to the fact that we don't have a label printer, I assigned a PDF as the label printer here, so you can actually see the label printout. And we're just preparing the label right now, and UPS is sending the shipment over to the accounting system. We're picking it up from there, and there it prints the label of 12 pounds was the first package, one of two. And you notice here that we have the purchase order number came all the way through, and this is a great feature because when the client receives it, they'll have the PO number, and this will help them in the receiving process at the other end, so that your customer will appreciate very much the fact that you provide this information to him. Okay, we're going to close the label now. Okay, and we're done with the UPS portion of the entry. Now we go back, choose choose WorldShip again, and we go from carrier. You notice that the order 74 got posted back to the LinXship queue, and it's ready for posting into ACPAC. Now, there can be two modes of posting back to ACPAC. The posting button can be automated to post every X number of seconds, minutes, or hours. So for a particular interval, the posting can be automatic. For the demo purposes, I will post it manually by hitting the post button. And if we look at the ACPAC order, we'll refresh the screen, and we see that the charge came back as a miscellaneous charge with this particular freight code. And if we look at the details of that, we'll see the UPS charge, and in the comments instructions we see the master tracking number. The master tracking number, by optionally, can also be put in the header, either under the tracking number here, but for purposes of demo, we decided to put it on a optional field to show you that the tracking number can be put anywhere, not only on the order header specific tracking field, but also on any optional field. So for ACPAC versions less than 5.2, let's say 5.0, 5.1, if your customers still have that version, then using an optional field can be also used to carry the master tracking number, as you see here. So we've seen the full UPS connection. We entered an order, it went through, it went to carrier, and from the to carrier we put it in, it was available for UPS. UPS department shipped the product, came back to LinXship, which automatically gets posted back to ACPAC. So it's a seamless integration to UPS. Okay, now we're going to do the Fedex demonstration. We click on the Fedex screen, and this is the typical Fedex, very similar to the UPS, but it's our Fedex interaction. As you remember, I told you that when we do the Fedex, it's our own screens, and then this is directly connected to the Fedex server and to ACPAC at the same time. So we scan the order number, and due to the fact that this was already shipped with UPS, it shows that we had a prior shipment. So what we need to do in this case is hit the new shipment button, and it's telling us that this is not set up for FedEx because the order said UPS. So we choose the carrier, which we're going to go FedEx Ground, let's say, on this particular case. Okay, everything is set, and now we need to go give it the shipping details. So we go to the shipping screen, and automatically it's always set up for one package for the first item. So what we need to do, I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to show you a new facility. To add a new package, we simply hit the new package button, and optionally we can select what goes in the package. So if you notice up here, it shows all the contents of the order. So we can say on this particular package, I'm going to add the first item of the order, and also the second item of the order. And I'm going to ship this package. I'm going to save this package, and I'm going to say I'm going to repeat because I have two packages containing the same thing. So by selecting the copy package function, then I have two packages automatically done. Also, the dimensions that are set here can be set by default through our template editor, and you can have as many templates, many sizes, including weights as you want to. So this information rarely has to be entered. So it's a very quick and efficient way of doing it. Now, if there's going to be declared values or COD amounts, they can be edited and entered here very quickly. So let's say if I have a declared value of $200 on this particular package, I can do that also. So then all we do is hit the FedEx ship button, and automatically sends it to FedEx, and FedEx gets the rates, updates the accounting system, and at the same time prints the labels. As you can see, the labels for package 1 have come through. We print it, and we say OK. Now we're printing on paper stock right now through the internet viewer, and normally the client would print through the not through this printer, but it would print exactly through the label printer, which we can select many different types of options to print labels. Okay, now let's take a look at ACPAC for this order, and if we bring up the order again,
and we refresh it, of course, we can see that the FedEx charge came through here for 1672, and it got posted automatically with a tracking number. If you notice, 0688 3482 is the tracking number that we had for FedEx. And I'll show you that right here. Now, at any given time, we can do various things. We can either track the shipment, invalid country. There was no country code set up in ACPAC for this, so we say US. Okay, and we can also cancel the shipment. We can also reprint labels at any given time. So if the labels got lost or we need to reprint, that can also be done. Okay. Now if we look at the order history and we put in that particular order number, we can see that this package was shipped via ground, UPS ground, also via FedEx ground, and it gives us all the package details. And if we look back at FedEx ground here, we can see, by looking at shipping details, we can see that the contents of box 1 contain this particular items. This concludes the FedEx demo. Now we go into the LinXship LTL demonstration. As you remember, the LTL function is for supports the carriers, the tracking type carriers. So in this case, we had shown this before, but on all the various carriers, to log on to the screen, we put the ACPAC login, and all these products or carrier subsystems log on directly into ACPAC and have direct connection to ACPAC. Okay, so okay, we select the BOL function, and the first thing we do, let's make it a little wider. Okay, make sure it fits correctly on the screen. Okay, we say new BOL, and we enter the primary order, which was order 74, and this says that the ship via was world ship. Do you still want to continue? We say yes, and we go to the shipping details. I'm sorry, shipping information, and we change it to let's choose a Estes, which is a tracking carrier, and automatically it sets the shipment type to Estes, which is one of the tracking companies we support. And the reason I'm choosing that is to show you that the automatic rating. But if we didn't have a particular carrier like Yellow Freight or any other tracking company, we would select other and simply type in the name of the carrier here. Let's say Yellow Freight, for instance. Okay. But I'm going to show you the automated rate one, so we'll go back to Estes. And when we do that, we can also pick various charges, like appointment charges, and up to 3 different what they call accessorial charges, and so forth. We can choose also the method of payment. It's prepaid or collect, who the payer is, and the third-party credit card number, and all those things equally to any other carrier. But we go to the shipping details, and we say in this order we're going to select all the items from this particular order, and we select here, and it brings not only the items and the order numbers, but also brings the weight and commodity code that come directly from optional fields set in ACPAC. Now, if it doesn't have an optional field, and this one didn't have weight in ACPAC, as you can see here, So I'm going to key in the weight, and then I can bring another order. Let's say I'm going to show me all the orders for this customer, and I'm going to use order number 66, which is a calendar pad. And in this particular case, it doesn't have optional fields for it, but we can use what we call the default, which means that we can default a commodity code and get the class code directly from the option here. So it can be set up in ACPACT with optional fields, or they can be entered, or the defaults can be set. Now let's choose one as hazardous material, for instance. So the HM, the hazmat here can be checked to handle all the hazardous materials. Okay. Now we can do various things. We can hit get rate, and when there's errors for city and county, then it shows us an error message here. But we can go to the shipment, or I'm sorry, the shipper screen, and obviously we select a location. So we select, for instance, we're going to ship it from location 2 to Los Angeles. So go from New York to Los Angeles. So we hit ship again, or get rate, and it logs into the carrier, and this is a web interface for this particular carrier. And if I look at my shipment screen, it gave me the number of pieces, the total weight, the carrier rate, and I upgraded the carrier charge by 10%. So I'm sorry, I upcharged by 10%. Therefore, it's here, and it shows the amount that the customers are actually going to pay. So, and now we can actually print the bill of lading, and the bill of lading prints here, and we support all the various formats. It's the total charges, for instance. But this can be formatted to any format that you like. Or you can have not only that, but we can have multiple formats as well. And right now I only have one format, but this pull down, we can set up as many forms as we like in the system. We can also reprint. Okay, and finally, let me put a tracking number for the truck and a ship date of today, and we can hit post, and it will post both orders, order number 66 and order number 74. The reason for that is because we actually entered 2 orders here, and most of the cost will be distributed regarding depending on the weight. So apparently most of the cost is going to go to order 74, and a little bit of the cost is going to go to order 66, or none, because I made it less than a pound. So let's see what happened in the orders. Now if we refresh order 74, we see here that the charge got posted for 381.08, and also with the tracking number, or the pro number in the tracking industry. And I'm going to go back to let me close this. I'm going to go to order number 66, and the last charge, I've been using this for a few demos, so there's a lot of charges here, but the last charge is actually 19 cents, because it was 0.10 of the pounds of the total order, and you can see it posted to both orders based on the prorated weight. Okay, this concludes the LTL carrier demo. The price structure. LinXship sells for $1,500, and that comes with 1 carrier and 1 user. If we want to add an additional user, it's $500. We recommend the 2-user configuration due to the fact that you can have one user at the back office in the accounting area and one at the shipping department. If you want to add another carrier, like let's say you purchase UPS and want to add FedEx as an example, then it will be another $750. If you want to further add another, like a trucking company, all the trucking companies are supported for $750, so it will be an additional $750. They all have an 18% upgrade protection plan fee, which is only required for the first year. Now I'm going to take some questions. Okay, since no more questions, we have concluded the LinXship webinar. I'd like to thank you for coming through today and spending the time to watch this. And if you have any questions or need more information, please contact us at www.linxsoft.com. Thank you.